Hi everyone, once again, welcome to the podcast. In this podcast, again, I and Atish are back with this podcast, and today's Saturday. So it's been a long, 1 month has been completed. We haven't shooted any podcast just because we got a bit busy, and I would say it was most of the things with Atish. So hi Atish, how are you? Once again, back to our podcast. How are you doing, man?
Hey Shubham, hi. So excited to be back on the podcast after such a long. I know we have not able to record the podcast mostly because of me, because I was occupied in something or the other. My offices are opened in the early week of April this year, so that is also keeping me busy, right? So yeah, but really excited to be recording this after such a long time.
Yeah, I can understand because I would say like most of the offices are open in Gurgaon and NCR, and most of the people are now doing work from office, and work from home concept is still there with some of the office, but still like for some of them the office have already started. So I think that today's agenda we can discuss about the difference, Atisha, what you are saying, like after 2 years from long way back, now you're going back to office, okay, and so I just want to understand your experience. Each and every day you go to office, and now from doing work from home to office, how you feeling, like what exactly the things are going in your mind, and how you manage your lifestyle, because it was totally different when we are doing work from home. And I just want to understand, because there's a lot of people who are still doing work from home, so they can plan, or they can understand, okay, how it's going to be work from office. So yeah, you can share your experience, how it's and how the things all started, everything.
That's an interesting topic. So I've started working from office nearly after 2 years post pandemic. So it was really exciting, if you ask me. Though the first day was little nervous, right? I was feeling butterflies in my stomach because I joined this company approximately 10 months before. So I was meeting my colleagues for the first time face to face. So it was really exciting. So to meet all my fellow colleagues after such a long face to face, even working from office after such a long. That was really amazing. If you ask me, going to office is a really amazing experience, right? It's a must experience also, if you ask me, in my point of view, because when you meet people in person, you exchange a lot of energy, right, which can't be communicated through the virtual medium, right? So when you're with someone, when you're sitting with someone, when you're having a live conversation, physical conversation with someone, you exchange a lot of energies, right? Which you can also imbibe that personality. You can also imbibe that enthusiasm, that excitement of the person when you're meeting person in person,
Yeah.
right? So it's really amazing, if you ask me. So I remember the first day, we had a team lunch. There was little bit of work, so we worked less that day because mostly we were catching up on our experiences of working from home for a long time. What we did, people were sharing their experiences of lockdown, what they did in all the phases of lockdown, right? Some of my colleagues, they were cook, so they happened to learn cooking, right, during the lockdowns. Some get themselves into fitness, right? Being fit, going to working, doing home workouts. If possible, they were having brisk walks or running in the park. So we were exchanging our experiences of how our lockdown went in last 2 years, and we were catching up on what's ahead of us.
So one thing I just want to ask you, Atisha, that's wonderful experience you have shared with us. Okay, so how about the work pressure? I would say, like when you were working, doing work from home, in that comparison to doing work from office, how is different in terms of working? I mean, like there are a lot of people who just want to understand, like whether the work pressure gets a bit higher, or it's remains same, or like is there any difference you have seen so far?
So if you ask me, in my personal opinion, the work pressure remains same. Though, so when you're working from home, you feel a lot of, you're still afresh, right? Because there is no travel time involved, right?
Okay.
So when you're working from office, so I put up in Delhi, I have to travel to Gurugram. My office is in Gurugram side of the city, so I have to travel to Gurugram. So it takes me around 1.5 hours to sometimes 2 hours to commute one way, right? So there's a lot of travel time which can sometimes exhaust a person, right? And those 2 hours can better be spent in my own personal development, in my own learning, right? Even if I want to take a rest, I can take a rest, right? If I have a exhausting last night, I can take some rest so I can feel more refreshed and charged up for the day, right? So if you ask me, work pressures are to remain the same, but you feel a little bit more exhausted if you are working from office because of the commute time, which is a big minus point.
But one more thing, like from my understanding, like when you're doing work from home, Atishay, okay. So in that case, I would say, there is no any kind of helping hands with you. Okay, you are doing, everything by your own side. Okay, if there is some kind of question or doubt comes up, so there is no one, your colleague or someone can help you, right? And in case of when you're doing work from office, so there are a lot of people, who's sitting beside to you, and you can ask any kind of help or any kind of question. So is that also, something helps you while doing work from office, or there's no any kind of relevant thing which makes a difference? What do you think? So, like, is there any kind of, what is it?
That's a very good question, because this is something which I personally felt while working from office in last couple of weeks and months. So when you're working from office, you have your colleagues sitting beside you, or maybe in the same day, right? In the same area. So if you have any immediate ask, or if you have something to ask your supervisor, maybe your colleague on something, you can immediately get the answers, right? You don't have to wait for
Exactly.
get on a quick Zoom call or something. You can just simply go to their seat and get your answers. So this is something which is really helpful while you're working from office. You don't have to wait for that long, and it really also fasten the process of maybe delivering a project or maybe working on something, right? You don't have to wait for the person to get free from the call so you can have a quick Zoom call.
Yeah, I understand. So that's yeah, well said. And apart from that, what about the lifestyle, Atishay? How your lifestyle has been changed? Like, doing work from home, so you get multiple of time. We can shoot the podcast as well, right? And apart from that, you can also do multiple of works, okay, of your house as well. I mean, like, suppose if there is something your parents asked you to just go and buy some kind of vegetable or grocery item or something, so you can help out in that way as well. But when offices are open, so like in that case you cannot do anything, right? You have to go and you have to spend that much of time there only. So how your lifestyle has affected? Is there any kind of impact you are saying about your lifestyle also? I mean, about you cannot give some kind of time up to your girlfriend as well. So so this is also, I just want to understand, like, is there?
Yeah, so bro, that's a very good question. If you ask me, so we are spending 9 hours plus 3 to 4 hours in commute, which is approximately 12 hours or even more than that. So half the day we are spending in office, which could be really exhausting. When you're at home, we save this, so this time is getting saved, and this time is mostly utilized in my personal learning. If I have to learn something new, if I have to read books, right? If I have to learn about a new tool which might be helpful in my upcoming projects in my office, in my work. So this time is spent learning this, right? So if you ask me, so yeah, there are pros and cons to working from office as well as working from home. So working from office gives you an advantage that you're more closer to your colleagues. You can get resolution to your queries instantly or very fast. You can exchange energies with your colleagues. But the cons are that it takes a lot of it consumes a lot of your time in commute, and which time could better be spent in your own personal development and learning.
Yeah, I see. And I hope you are not giving, there's no any kind of conflict you are having with your girlfriend as well, huh?
A little bit.
Little bit, yeah. That can be impacted, when you don't have any time. So I think, yeah. So that's something which is really, to be very honest, the lifestyle is going to be completely changed when you're doing work from office, because you have to commute, and for that the traveling hours always something which is always been a extra thing. And when you're doing work from home, so to be very honest, uh, there is always a pros cons for every side. Okay, every coin has two sides. So if you are doing work from office, so you have different multiple advantage. You can meet with your colleagues. You can you get help so easily from your colleagues. Okay, you can understand the things more more and more easily. Okay, you have person interaction level is a bit higher. You meet with a lot of people. Okay, so that's the advantage of doing work from office. And from work from home, you have some kind of silence, you have your own peace, and you are a bit more focused and concentrated towards your work. Okay, and you can do multiple things as well. So like if there is some kind of household work, or if there is any other kind of things you can do, you can manage by yourself. Okay, at your own comfort level. But your comfortness, always being into comfort zone is always be a bit it gives you, I would say कि थोड़ा hard होता है अगर आप comfortable life जियोगे, so it's going to be always difficult for you. So rather than going this way, so you can take advantage of this. So that's what I would say. And I think
the pro in my the pro one pro which I realized in, so ours is a hybrid model, right? So hybrid RTO model, return to office model. So we are not going to office each and every day in a month. We are working from home 1 week and we are working from office 1 week. So that also gives us a kind of a balance, right?
Yeah, so I understand. So I think so that's all I think, Atisha, we have for today. So like those who are still thinking whether they have to whether the audience who's thinking like whether they have to work from the office or they have to do work from the office, so they can understand from this podcast what exactly the pros and cons, and they can make up their mind. So guys, now the things are open, offices are open, so you have a chance. So if you want, you can join work from office as well. So you have that's up to you how you want to make up your mind. And there is also an option you can do work from home, where you can live with your own pace. So that's up to you how you want to take your life ahead in your future. So that's all. Anything you want to say, Atisha?
Yeah, so guys, also share in the chat and the comments wherever you're watching this podcast, your first day of return to office, right? What you were feeling, how you felt after meeting your colleagues face to face after such a long time. So do share that experiences also in the chat box so we can also see it.
Exactly. So please share that in your comment section. And that's all. I think stay smart, stay wonderful. Have a good day. Bye-bye.